Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I just flew in Brazil from United States and I'm ready to work on this beautiful Calliandra Spinosa.
Calliandra Spinosa is a native tree of north of Brazil. We can find this variety in an area that is like a desert, very dry in summer, and this is the period when generally the tree in its native condition lose all the foliage because there is no water, and also the ground is super dry. As I said, almost like a desert. The particularity of the tree is the great bark, and in nature is a bush that never grows more than 2 or 3 meters high, with fantastic twisty trunks. Most of the time, also in nature, we can find some trees that have natural weeping style, with the branches growing down almost to the ground. And I think this is for protecting the fine roots around the trunk for the dehydration during the hottest period of the year and the driest period of the year. Even during the growing season, there is not much water in the place, so the tree grows really in extreme conditions.
It's now winter in Brazil, so we was able to defoliate the tree. This tree, as I said, comes from the northern part of Brazil, so is the part of Brazil that is more hot. Now here in Belo Horizonte the temperature is a little bit lower, so we can consider winter for the tree. In a couple of weeks the tree will be already flashing out new foliage and also flowers. But defoliating, we can have a better vision of the structure, decide which branches we want to keep, and for this tree, because most of the foliage come from the upper part of the trunk, we can kind of find out and use the idea of creating kind of a whipping style using longer branches from the top. Now what we want to do is solving this big part of deadwood. There is beautiful deadwood that was chopped when the tree was collected. So starting with chisel and a hammer, and also helping us a little bit with a small chainsaw, we can go inside of the wood and bring out a beautiful natural character of this part. So we will start working on the deadwood, and then we will select the branches of the tree.
Chisel and hammer are great hand tools for this type of work. The wood of Calliandra is very dry and fibrous, so it's easy to break it down, maintaining a natural look. I only use a little bit of the hand chainsaw to reach some inner part of the deadwood difficult to remove with the hand tools. But the main work and the detail are all by hands tools to have a natural and beautiful look.
We just finished taking care of the deadwood, creating nice and beautiful movement, acting that this piece cracked down and then age along centuries. Now what I will do, I will select the branches and keep only the branches necessary to create this weeping style and highlight the focal point of the tree, that is this beautiful deadwood, and the size of the trunk.
Calliandra Spinosa only grow back from the points that were removed, were cut during the collection. So that's the reason why we get many branches coming from the same spot, and is necessary in terms of structure to select and simplify these areas, just keeping the necessary branches to create the structure of our future bonsai. This is also a reason why most the branches come from the top, and I decide to go for this whipping style. Whipping style is not an easy style to perform on bonsai. First of all, because we don't want to do a whipping style on a type of tree that naturally don't grow in that particular way, like a pine, for example, or a maple. We need to match the style with a species that already in nature we can find growing in that way. For example, in Europe, a very popular one is tamarix, and also here, as you can see in Brazil, Calliandra match very well with this style. Then we have to decide if we want to perform a single line whipping style or a multiple lines. The multiple lines is a little bit more complicated and is the one I'm performing today. The branches goes down and then they re-whip up, creating multiple curves in different position. Obviously and aesthetically, for bonsai, we want to create order in the chaos of growing of a tree. You can see how we start with a lot of chaos of many branches from the same spots, and now we whip down the line, filling the negative spaces, but we have to be able to manipulate the branches and fill the spaces, not creating competition between the lines. That is not very easy, but as you can see, is possible if aesthetically we really focus on the space and on the movement of the branches. Technically, is important to move the branches, twisting in the direction that are wired, so we don't risk to break them. Calliandra is a kind of a flexible tree, but we have to be careful when we manipulate the branching.
And here we are with the final result. You can appreciate all the movement I tried to give and to donate at the foliage of the tree. Obviously, as I said, everything comes from the top, so we have to find an idea to visually link the top of the tree, the foliage, with this big, massive trunk. The tree was collected in what they call the desert of Caatinga, in the northern part of Brazil, a very dry area. That's the reason why these trees has such an incredible bark that we try to preserve. I think the deadwood we worked is really nicely embraced by the foliage, and especially when the tree will put out the new foliage and also the beautiful flower, I think the tree will look very impressive. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you at the next.